down the basement, lock the cellar door, and baby, talk bloody to me.
Hi, welcome to another exciting edition of Talk Bloody to Me. I'm Matt,
And I'm Brezzy.
and this week we have this was a fan request, right?
Yes, this was a fan request.
We have a fan request, also a movie that I've been wanting to watch for quite some time, basically ever since it came out, and finally had a reason to watch it, and that is The Substance. And The Substance stars Demi Moore as Elizabeth and Margaret Qualley as Sue and Dennis Quaid as Harvey, and that's pretty much about it. There's other people that are there, but those are like the three main characters.
Yep.
So Breezy, have you seen this before prior to
I
us watching it?
have, I have, and I was like, oh, this is a really good ass movie. But when I reviewed this one, I'm like, oh, damn, it's actually longer than I thought it was because it goes so quick. It keeps you on
Right.
your toes, and it's like, you know, it keeps you moving.
Exactly. I thought the exact same thing. I was even gonna say that like it's 2 hours and 20 minutes, but it like I sat through the whole thing no problem, which sometimes I have problems with. But like it flies by. It's always trucking and like there's been 90-minute movies that I've sat through that felt, oh my God, this is so slow. When is this gonna get going? So it doesn't feel like a 2 hour and 20-minute movie.
Yeah, like
Um
when you watched it, like, because we go to bed pretty early.
yeah.
And Matt was watching it, and all of a sudden he goes, "Yeah, I'm pretty much done." Like at the end of the movie, I'm like, "What? You didn't fall asleep?"
Yeah, exactly. It actually kept my interest, which has kept me awake.
You're like, "Oh, I
Um,
don't want to turn this off. I don't want to turn this off. It's really good."
well, and kind of like the whole movie is kind of like a ride, and it's kind of like, she's going through this whole experience and she can't stop it. She can't just stop it when she wants to. So yeah, I can't stop the movie when I want to. I gotta
Right?
buy the ticket and take the full ride. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this movie, when did it come out? Like a year ago? I know
Yep.
it's was hugely popular. Lots of people love it. Everyone had good things to say about it, and I've been hearing for like this whole time how amazing it is. And I just want to say that I can confirm that yes, it is. I really enjoyed it a lot. It lives up to the hype. And also,
Definitely.
spoiler alert, because pretty soon we're going to start talking about the nitty-gritty of the movie, and we're probably going to ruin everything. So if you haven't seen it, it is available on HBO Max and other places if you know where to look. But The Substance, uh, yeah. So what can you say about The Substance?
So pretty much you wanted forgot her name, how to pronounce it. Livone, the older one,
Okay.
that I think it's Danny.
Oh, Elizabeth Sparkle, the main
Yeah,
character.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So she wanted to like better herself because she was getting up there in age.
Mm-hmm.
And like with the whole like she has a nice body for her age.
Right.
So and on top of that, like when she like worked out, it
Yeah.
gave me that like 80s, 50s like workout vibe when you go on a TV show and you work out.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, okay. But yeah, she
Yeah.
wants to better herself to look better looking, more younger
Mm-hmm.
looking. Well, she got that, but in a very bad way.
Right. Yeah. So Elizabeth Sparkle, played by Demi Moore or
There you go.
Demi Moore, however you say it. Um, I'll probably won't ever pronounce anyone's name right, but um, they show like her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and there's this whole sort of metaphor for how fame fades with time because at first it's like a time lapse and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, look at it, it's Elizabeth Sparkle, wow!" And then it kind of gets to the point where people are just like, "Nah," and they're not even paying attention, and people are like
Yeah, and it's starting to
dropping
crack on her
crap.
star too.
Yep, starts to crack, and like guy drops his burger on it, and it's like, "Oh crap!" and just kind of smears it around. So she's had been popular, but she's not as popular as she used to be. And the women's room is out of order, so she goes into the men's room and she overhears her boss talking about, she's too old. We got to get someone young, someone hot, someone fresh, and get rid of this old bag. Basically, he's pretty rude about
Yep,
it.
yeah, he was pretty actually he's pretty rude the whole. kind of like the whole movie.
Oh yeah, definitely. And Dennis Quaid does a
Yeah.
great job of being just a complete asshole the entire movie. And
Hmm.
they do this kind of thing with him where they have this sort of like fisheye lens where he's always way off in the distance and then he comes up and it's like the camera's right up in his face and
Yeah.
there's a part where he's when he's talking to her about how he's gonna get rid of her, and he's eating these shrimp and it's like super close up as he's like ripping them apart. He's like there's a lot of just gross food in this movie. There's a lot of gross things in this movie, but food also.
So what? You
Well,
gotta
yeah,
get that in the mix too.
exactly. It adds to that whole visceral experience. Um, but anyway, she needs to do something like Breezy said, and she gets an ad for the substance, which is some mysterious chemical that looks sketchy AF. And she's like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. Oh, and I thought it was cool how in like the commercial, her little video to for the substance, they have the yellow Play-Doh ball and they're
Yeah.
describing like how it works. And then when he pulls it apart, the original one's kind of all misshapen and blobby, and the other one's all perfect and round and shiny. And that kind of like is a sets up, it's foreshadowing of the whole movie basically.
And that egg too.
Oh yeah, the egg is really cool too. Yeah. So that she has to go like through this whole crazy. She never sees an actual person. She has to go to like this little hidden shed and has a security card and gets a box and it's they could have went so easy with it and done like kind of like an Incredible Hulk or a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing where she, injects herself and then she just changes. But no, they get really creative with how this happens is that like you see her eyeball like split into two and like the younger, better, whatever, new and improved version actually rips out of her back. Like,
Yeah, right down her spine.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yep.
And if you really stop and think about it, it probably, it's complete, obviously science fiction. It's no like, how would that work in real life? But hey, who cares? I like
Well,
it
you're getting
that
a new body, so
exactly. I like that it explains it just enough, but leaves it vague and mysterious. And then there's a whole process she has to go through where she has to like jam this syringe into the original version spine and pull out like spinal tap fluid juice
yep.
stabilizer and then inject that into herself once a day to stay young. And then at the end of 7 days, they do like a blood
Like a
transfusion.
switch.
Yep. And they switch back. What do
But
you
every
think?
time when they switch back, the original body, she tends to get older and much older and more monster looking. I was going to say fucked up,
No, that's a good way
but
to put it.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah, and so Elizabeth Demi Moore becomes Sue, played by Margaret Qualley. I apologize, I don't know how to say it. But that actress does such a good job with her
oh
facial
yeah,
expressions. Like she just has this like bubbly, like kind of ditzy look on her face, but just fits the character perfect because that's exactly what she's supposed to be. This aerobics host, the new and improved. And when she does her like first workout show, it's like basically almost borderline softcore porn. Like
yeah.
there's a lot of butts. You're gonna see a lot of butts in this movie.
Well,
I'm not complaining,
well,
by the
I know
way.
you're not complaining.
Yeah,
Well, like back in the day with the had the aerobics, that's what they wore.
right.
So it's like, you know,
And you
they kind of
mentioned
have to bring that in to play.
right. And you mentioned before that Demi Moore has a great body and kudos to her for being willing to appear fully nude in the
Oh yeah.
movie and show off like this is what a woman my age looks like and it's not that bad really, but then you compare it to this other woman that's however old and it's like okay, yeah, you can definitely see the difference and that
Yep.
kind of thing. So and I like that when she switched, they showed that her eye went from green eye to blue eye. So it's not just a younger version of herself. It's actually like a different person in a way, but it's still her because like the brain transfers.
Yep.
And then basically what happens is she starts to decide she wants to be young doesn't want to switch back after 7 days, and so she starts drawing more days worth of fluid than she's supposed. Instead of going back after 7 days, she goes back for more and does more. Makes me uncomfortable. I'm squirming just thinking about it when she does that syringe in the back and it's getting all infected and gross. It's like how like
It doesn't make that part doesn't make me cringe because like I'm kind of sort of used to part because when I was in labor with my child, I had epidural, so it's kind of like a similar to like epidural.
oh, okay. I thought that was the
And
worst
I'm
part of the whole movie. I'm like all squirming and eh.
oh no, I know it hurts because I've been
Right.
there
Yeah.
for a little bit.
She's right. Well, good for you for making it through that and not mutating.
Yep.
Um, but so she starts the first time she does it, she takes one extra day because she was in the middle of she gets laid and she wasn't gonna switch back right in the middle of that. And then when she turns back to Elizabeth, her one finger is all like Wicked Witch of the West, like all knotty and knobby and the fingernails all gross. And throughout the movie, she kind of calls the original order line for help and advice, and they're pretty unhelpful. They're basically like, just stop it, just don't go longer. And but then
And
the
they're like, you are one, so
yeah, they're like, it's not her and you are the same, you are one, and they reiterate that over again. And so Sue keeps staying out longer. Elizabeth keeps getting grosser and older and more decrepit, and it really kind of spirals out of control. And there's some extreme body horror. It's really awesome.
well, that's like that spine. Like, I'm pretty sure she got like an infection at some point because, when you see her taking that spinal fluid
Hmm.
from her spine, like it's all black and blue, getting black and blue, getting back, but they're starting to see that like pussy looking. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, she has to like getting infection.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe that infection causes the finger,
Yeah, exactly. Could be.
you know? But
Yeah.
she's getting older and older and more fucked up. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
And they say something about whatever is taken on the one side can't be replaced on the other. So,
Yep.
basically, Sue is draining Elizabeth dry. And at the beginning of the movie, she has like the worst day of her life, where she gets fired, gets called an old ugly bag by her boss, and she gets in a car accident. And then there's this really young, like supernaturally, like young and handsome looking doctor that's like, "Oh, you would make a good candidate," as he's like feeling up her spine, and he's the one that like gave her the calling card for the substance. Well, then later on, she's like at her pickup spot, or she's at like a cafe, and there's this old guy, but he has the same birthmark on his hand, and he's like,
Hmm.
"Has she started stealing time from you yet? Has she started?" So it's the same guy, and it's like it makes it sound like this didn't just happen to her. This is a common thing that happens with people who use the substance. Like out of the two people we know who've used it, this has happened 2 times. So
Right.
it seems like yeah, it tends to happen. So
I just don't like the kneecap. See that the kneecap always gets me. When she's
Ugh.
sitting there in the chair, she's already like, oh, and she's watching the TV and
Hmm.
she's like trying. So I'm like, oh, I cannot watch this. That I can't. Nope, nope, nope.
Yeah,
Kneecaps always gets me.
yeah, that's your weakness. Mine is eyeballs, but yours is
Yeah.
kneecaps.
Yep.
But yeah, so one of the times when she reawakens as Elizabeth, her left leg is just all knotty and bubbly, and her knee is like all bulbous and swollen, and she's sitting in the chair and she sees that the generous retirement gift that her boss gave her, which turns out to be a cookbook, for after he fired her. He's like, "Here's something to keep you busy." So she's trying to get up to go look at it because she never bothered to look at it, and her knee won't bend, and she's like, and she's going back and forth and grunting and groaning and trying to push it with her hands, and also it's just like, it's like, oh,
Yep. I hear it already.
yeah.
Oh my God.
They when she looks at the cookbook, they do this weird thing where they sort of superimpose Dennis Quaid's face on it, and it's like a flashback to the earlier scene, and it looks really goofy. but it sort of works with this movie, just how like everything is so like over the top and stylized. The soundtrack is really good. Like there's all this weird techno, like workout music when she's doing her videos, and then like this kind of suspenseful electronic music when there's the other scenes.
Hmm.
Um, and then so she eventually Sue is going to do the New Year's Eve party, and she's been keeping draining Elizabeth for months, and now there's nothing left to drain. The wells
What do you
run
think about
dry.
that chicken scene?
The chicken
Uh,
scene. I'm drawing a blank.
So where she was
Oh yeah,
dancing
yeah, 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 yeah.
and she had that like something on her butt, and they're like, no, 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 pause, I see something, see something.
Yeah, I
And
forgot
she
about
goes
that.
out and she gets in her belly button, pulls out a chicken thigh.
Yeah.
I'm like, when first seen that, I'm like, well, that's kind of interesting, like real interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. That was like so Elizabeth was eating a bunch of food right before she switched back, and then it showed Sue doing her workout show, and there's like a big bump just magically appears in her rear end, like, and it's like, whoa. And then they're like, oh, we caught something weird on camera, and she's like, I need to go back to my dressing room. And then she's like pushing it from her butt all the way around to the stomach, and then
Yeah.
reaches in her belly button, and it's a fucking chicken leg. But that was, and then she woke up, and that was like a dream as she was transitioning. So there's a shot of this green, like kryptonite looking toxic waste goop that you have to shoot once to start the process that makes the young version hatch off. And then you have the spinal fluid that you inject to stabilize. And then when you switch back, it's like a blood transfusion with like blood going both ways. There's way too many damn needles in this process. Like it's
What do
like
you-
I'd be out already. I'm like, no, forget it. Like I don't care. I'll be old because that's too damn many needles for my taste.
well, to me, it's not really.
Right. Yeah. Plus, she has to sew up her back after she first hatches out. Her back's all gashed open, and she has to like take this black thread and sew it back
Yep.
up. Yeah. Eventually, so the well runs dry. There's no more stabilizer to take out. She has no choice but to go back. She goes back, and Elizabeth tries to go back sooner than the 7 days, and they end up somehow both awake at the same time. And then Sue brutally beats the crap out of Elizabeth, and then she's like starting to die because you are one. And so
Hmm.
she had some leftover green starter fluid, and she figures, well, if Elizabeth injected this and made me, if I inject it, I'll make something even younger and hotter and even better. So, and she's desperate. So she injects, and what you get is Monstro Eliza suit,
Yeah.
I believe it's called, which is a big grotesque monster of flesh and eyeballs and Demi Moore's face on the back screaming and arms sticking out in different directions. And then she's
I
still,
thought that was real interesting how they played like, now you got two bodies and a monster.
yep. And then the monster decides to go to the New Year's Eve show and puts like the painting or the pic photograph that was of Demi Moore and puts it over its face, which somehow fools people enough for her to get on stage during the live show. And then the thing comes off, and everyone's like, "It's a monster! It's a monster!" There's a part where all of a sudden there's like this thing like gonna come out of
Yep.
her face, and I'm like, "Oh God, it's gonna be an eyeball! It's gonna be something gross." It's not an eyeball. What is it, Breezy?
That I totally forgot. I was paying attention to the actual like effects. So what
Oh,
was it?
a fucking like tit falls out of her
Oh
face.
yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought I'm like eyeball, but no, that's not an eyeball.
No, yeah, that's what I thought too. It's like it's kind of see it open up and it's like
Yep.
and also it's like a large breast with like an umbilical cord looking thing falls
Or
out of
one of
her.
the, like or one of those like when you pull out your eyeball that's
Oh,
stuff that's connected to your eyeball.
right, like the blood vessels and the optic
Yeah.
nerves and stuff. Yeah. It's pretty gross.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Right?
I'm like, dude, like I like the bodily fluids and horror, and I
Hmm.
see, I love it. Kind of reminds me of sci-fi just a little bit, but yeah,
Yeah.
I The more blood and guts I see, the more I enjoy it. So,
And speaking of the more blood and guts, so the crowd is panicking and screaming, and someone I didn't even see what he grabbed, but somehow like chops her head off or bashes her head in, like hits. It looked like he hit her with a baseball bat and it made her whole head explode. But then like a new head starts to grow out, and anyway, blood sprays everywhere for like minutes, where it's just like way more blood than would ever possibly be in a human body.
yeah,
But it's just so it's just nonstop blood, just spray, spray, spray,
that's
spray.
actually my favorite part. It's like,
Yeah.
woof, woof, woof. I'm like, ooh, more blood. Yes.
Yeah. When I think of the movie Army of Darkness of from the
Oh,
Evil of Dead series with Bruce Campbell, and they throw there's like the pit, and they throw that guy in the pit, and then there's like a couple seconds, nothing happens, and then all of a sudden it's just like blood, like eruption, like
yep.
that's what it reminded me of. Except this is even more extreme. They topped Army of Darkness with the blood
Oh,
explosion.
for sure.
Yeah. And then her face is all that's left crawling around like a little blob, and it slides down to her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and then it dissolves into mush, and then the next day the street sweeper comes by and sweeps it clean, and the end. That's the substance. I'm sure we're forgetting a bunch, but
Yeah, that's a
yeah.
good portion of it right there. But
Yeah.
yeah, I always liked it. When I first seen it, I'm like, wow, this is a lot of blood, body fluids.
Yes.
But I love it. I absolutely love it.
I do. And there's a lot of like not only is there all this disgusting stuff, but there's a lot of like sexy, like spicy stuff too, like when they're doing
Yep.
their workout videos and stuff. And so you get this contrast where you're like, ooh, this is exciting. And then, oh, now I'm gonna throw up because I just saw a freaking breast fall out of the thing's face. So
I do really like the music that goes with it too.
me too, very much so. So yeah. Any what would you rate it?
I'll rate this one 10 out of 10 for sure.
Me too. 10 out of 10, hands down, easily.
Do
Absolutely.
you have a favorite parts in this movie?
There's I kind of this is just this isn't my favorite part, but I just forgot about it and want to mention it when they first switch and like and there's like this kind of weird like trippy thing with lights and stuff, and it reminded
Oh,
me of the movie Being John Malkovich when they go into John Malkovich's body, and it just gave me an excuse to talk about Being John Malkovich. So I wanted to bring that up. Um, Honestly, I think my favorite scene is the pump it up workout show. No, just kidding. It's actually the probably the end where that blood is just shooting everywhere. It's just so
yeah.
over the top and extreme, and I really like the like when when she injects herself the first time and you see like the pupil of her eyelid kind of split, or in her eye it like splits
Oh,
into
yeah.
two, and then when she injects herself the second time at the end, it's like it goes like there's like eight of them or something, like it just kind of explodes like, it's like ooh,
Yep.
that's really fucked up. Something not good is happening right now.
That's a lot of drugs right there.
Yup. And it is kind of a metaphor for like drug addiction too, because
Yep.
she wanted to stop but couldn't stop, and she was using more than she'd planned on, and she was doing it more often than she all the hallmarks of addiction, and then plus there's the whole commentary on like society's obsession with youth and beauty, and how we put too much value on people's appearances and all that stuff too. So
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
I don't
Anything
have a
else?
favorite. I don't really have a favorite part. I just like the whole movie. I can't pick a favorite one. It's kind of
Yeah.
hard on this one.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. I just yeah. And the movie just feels like a thrill ride to me. Like it's like it starts and it just goes until it's done. 2 hours and 20 minutes later, it's like never a dull moment,
Yep.
which that's hard to do with me. I have a low attention
Yeah,
span.
for sure. With you, yes.
Exactly. All right. So that wraps it up, I believe, for the substance. But if you look at my hat, it says
Always stay spooky,
for
hat.
those of you looking at YouTube, and you can order this on our bonfire page. The link is on our Instagram page.
And I actually seen that in face to face. It's actually really good. So,
Yep, she can verify. It's good
yep,
quality hat.
very good.
All right. Halloween's coming up in a couple weeks. Stay
Yeah.
safe, stay spooky, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.